Assassin's Creed Liberation, underrated greatness. I didn't expect much going into Liberation. This game originally came out on Vita, so I expected a small handheld game with very linear and cheap gameplay, but this isn't what I got at all. Assassin's Creed Liberation is a full-fledged Assassin's Creed game, but at the same time is probably the most video gamey game in the series. This is the first time since Assassin's Creed 3 where I didn't rely on the story alone to drag me through to the end. This game was in development at the same time as Assassin's Creed 3, so this HD remake reminds you of the great things Assassin's Creed has lost over the past 3 years. Combat is swift and satisfying, nearly identical to that of Assassin's Creed 3. Missions are actually fun, greatly varied, and mix in environmental stealth, social stealth, and combat beautifully. I really wasn't expecting such fleshed out missions. There are of course a handful of cinematic style missions like Assassin's Creed 3 introduced, but still there are great infiltration and social stealth AC2 style missions and tons of AC1 style assassination missions to an extent. I say to an extent because while every assassination mission is built up, this was originally a handheld game, the missions are still pretty linear, but nowhere near as linear as Black Flag for example felt. Liberation tries to add a new mechanic to social stealth with its persona system. You switch back and forth between assassin whose notoriety rises the quickest but has the most weapons at its disposal, slave persona that allows you to blend into workers and slave areas, and a lady persona whose notoriety increases much more slowly and allows you to bribe and charm guards to take them away from posts. Each persona also has their own set of side missions such as contracts and investigations and their own collectibles. Collectibles do unlock clothing items, but these items don't do anything but look nice. It would have been cool if they actually added perks. You can also buy clothing and weapons, and you can use the trade system to buy and sell goods for profit to ensure you always have enough cash for what you need. Where I did however find disappointment is in the story and locations. There are 3 main locations in Liberations, and sadly these locations are very small. As an original handheld game, understandably cities aren't really the star of the show. If you're buying Liberation, you're buying it more so for its story, which honestly isn't really that great. The story is mildly interesting from an outside perspective, but nothing that leaves you craving more. The story content seems very filler in terms of pertaining to the AC universe. There's always at least one thing that happens in an Assassin's Creed game that makes me stop and think. I unfortunately didn't experience this in my time with Liberation. And despite the smaller maps, newer additions such as fast travel not being here is massively annoying. While this may not be the greatest Assassin's Creed game, this is still a great overall game that features many aspects that the games are now missing, introduce some features that you might recognize from a certain pirate game. If you're a fan of the series, Assassin's Creed Liberation is definitely worth your time to play through. For what it is, an action adventure stealth game, 8 out of 10. And as an overall game, 8 out of 10. If you played Assassin's Creed Liberation, tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below. If you haven't played it, tell me if you plan on picking it up. Thumbs up, like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Tune in Monday for first impressions where we find out what game we're playing next. Thanks for watching.